Hey guys, today we're reacting to Monster Civilization.
Come on, it's time for your first monster battle.
I'm coming! This is Monster Civilization. Everyone here has their own pet monster. Hopefully, I'll get a better monster than a frog.
Alright, head on in. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Today's my first day in Monster Civilization. I'm not sure what really goes on in a monster battle, but I guess I'm about to find out.
Welcome to your first monster battle. Please pick your starter monster.
They gave me 3 options. One was a pig with some kind of laser on its back, a sheep with what looked like a jetpack, and a chicken with a literal gun on its head. These didn't really seem like the monsters I was expecting, but I'd have to make it work. I mean, the coolest thing here is obviously this pig. It's probably the strongest too. Right next to me, the pig appeared. I guess you're my pet monster now. The intercom buzzed, and then I saw my opponent enter the arena across from me. And with him was a cow with what looked like a flamethrower on his back.
Please prepare for the monster battle to start. Both of you are going to be transported into your monster's body shortly.
Wait, what? Before I could process what the intercom said, I started to get dizzy, and before I knew it, I was transported into my pig's body. And across from me, the same thing happened to my opponent.
The fight will begin in 3, 2, 1, fight.
The battle started, and immediately I realized I was in trouble. I've never fought anyone before. Definitely not as a pig. I ran straight at him, hoping I'd get a couple good hits in, but before I could even get close, he attacked me with his flamethrower. That thing was deadly. There's no way I was getting close enough to hurt him. I decided just then, I remembered something perfect. The laser on my back. If I was able to shoot this laser at him from a distance, I'd be able to take him out, and then I missed. The laser was now on cooldown, and I was a sitting duck.
You actually thought you were gonna die. That was just your pig, dude.
Great. My first fight here, and I already let my monster die.
What are you talking about, dude? Your pig's not dead. Here, he's in here. Monsters don't die after a fight. They just get hurt.
Oh, thank God.
Alright, now, you lost. Get out of here.
That's pretty much Monster Civilization. Everyone here has their own pet monster that they've trained to help them in battle. Since I just got here, I only have a starter monster, if you even consider a pig a monster. The only way to get a new, stronger monster is by beating someone else in a wager match. A monster battle between 2 members of Monster Civilization. And the winner takes the other person's monster from them. Or you could find one in the wild, but that's pretty rare. I live in what's called the F-tier village, a village full of people with crappy monsters just like me. But there are 7 different villages, each one having stronger and cooler monsters. And I have a dream. One day, I want to live in the S-tier village, the strongest of them all. The monsters in the S-tier village are rumored to be the strongest monsters in existence. No one really knows what they look like, but there are some crazy rumors. I made my way back to the town center where everyone was out walking their pets, and that's when I saw Jubo. He lives in the E-tier village, 1 tier above me.
Hey bud, I heard you're new here.
Yeah, still settling in.
Well, let me give you a piece of advice. You're supposed to win the monster battles. Seriously, man, how do you lose your first battle?
I don't know, man. This is all new to me.
If you think you're gonna make it all the way to S tier with that pig, you're seriously delusional.
Maybe I am, but I'm not staying down here forever. I'm gonna work my way up, 1 village at a time.
So, what's the point of it? If he's not good, like, that doesn't make sense. Oh my goodness. That doesn't make sense. What's the point if he's not good? I don't see the point. Like, what's the point?
On the E-tier village.
It was risky. If I lost, I'd be humiliated in front of everyone and stuck in F tier. But if I won, it put me 1 step closer to my dream of getting an S tier monster. You know what? Sure, I'll wager you.
Yeah, right. Come back when you're serious.
He wasn't taking me seriously, but I meant it. I was gonna train and become strong enough to actually win in a wager against Jubo. I made my way to what I believe was the training arena. Hey, this is where I train, right?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, awesome. I'm trying to train so I can beat someone from the E-tier village.
Hold on. What village are you from, kid?
I'm from the F-tier village.
Are you serious? Dude, you're not beating an E-tier. You guys are practically destined for failure.
What? No, I'm sure I can beat him.
Yeah, right. Just wait your turn and then we'll see what you've got.
Inside the arena, I saw 2 players fighting. One of them had the chicken with the gun on its head, and the other had a cow that seemed to be glowing or something. It was hard to tell what was going on, but it looked like it was controlling the chicken's movements. I wasn't sure what was happening, but then the chicken froze up and fell. It just dropped, motionless. What the? Did that thing just die? I started backing up, kind of panicking. I didn't know this was gonna be life or death.
Relax, man. He's fine. Watch.
The guard flipped a switch, and a few seconds later, the chicken just reappeared, standing right next to him like nothing happened.
They don't really die here. This is all just simulated. Everything here is just for practice.
Wait, so our monsters can't die here?
Nope, it's how we train them. Doesn't matter what happens. Your monster always comes back. But don't get too ahead of yourself. They still feel all of the pain.
That was kind of reassuring, but also terrifying. My monster couldn't die, but it would still suffer. But if I wanted to win tomorrow, I'd have to put it through some intense training. After watching that last match, I figured if I was ever gonna get good with my monster, now was the time. I stepped forward into the arena and took a deep breath. I spawned in my monster, and the second he appeared, the guy across the arena started laughing at me.
Seriously? Is that your monster? Bro, that's not even a monster. He's more of a petting zoo reject.
I wanted to say something smart back, but I couldn't think of any. Whatever, man. I'm getting a better one soon anyways. Once I rank up, I'll be able to control the stronger monsters. This pig's just the beginning. He shrugged and summoned his own monster. A baby zombie. Just a regular one. No gear, no powers, just the basic kind you'd see running around every night. But still, there was something about the way my pig looked at it. Like he wasn't scared at all. It gave me a weird feeling. Alright, buddy. Let's see what you can do. The intercom counted us down.
3, 2, 1.
And just like that, the fight started. The zombie came charging straight at me. No hesitation. He was faster than I expected. Before I could even react, he got a few good hits in. It wasn't looking good. I picked myself back up and looked at the zombie. He was just waiting, grinning as if he'd already won. But maybe he had. I was just a pig after all. But then I remembered. My monster wasn't just a pig. It had something the zombie didn't. Alright, let's give this laser a shot. I took a couple steps back, trying to get enough distance. I could feel the hum of the laser building up. The zombie lunged at me again. Right as I finished charging the laser, I aimed, focused, and then fired. A beam shot across the arena, and before I knew it, the zombie was gone, and the arena was silent.
What the?
Even the guards were confused. No one expected the pig to win. Not like that. For the first time since I got here, I actually felt like I had a chance. Getting to S tier might actually be possible. We respawned back into our normal bodies. My opponent looked at me, genuinely impressed. I could tell he wasn't expecting that much from an F tier.
I'll admit, you're better than I expected.
Even though he had a better monster and way more experience, I'd actually managed to hold my own.
With a bit more training, you might actually have what it takes to get out of the F tier village.
Up until now, I thought the idea of reaching S tier was just a dream, something I'd never actually accomplished. But maybe that wasn't true. From now on, I'm gonna spend every second working towards my dream of making it to the S tier monster village. As soon as my training ended, I made my way to the front and flagged down one of the guards. I needed to know how these wagers work, considering I had one with Jubo tomorrow. Hey, quick question. How do monster wagers actually work?
Wagers? Simple. You find someone who has a monster you want, challenge them to a wager, and if they accept, it's a fight to the death. Winner takes the other monster.
Wait, like actually to the death?
No, come on. Don't you know this by now? Monsters just respawn afterwards, but the loser still has to give up their monster. So yeah, kinda brutal, but that's how rankings change around here.
It seemed pretty straightforward. I just had to train until I was strong enough to take Jubo down. I was gonna make my way through these villages, starting with him. I walked right up to Jubo and challenged him to the battle he promised me before. Alright, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Wait, you're not serious, are you?
Yeah? I've been training. I know how the wagers work now. I want your monster and your spot in the Eater village. I'm putting everything on the line.
Dude, you don't even have anything to offer. You still got that sad little pig?
Yeah? But he's stronger now. I'm stronger now.
Look, I don't just throw my monster away for nothing. This isn't charity. If I'm risking my spot, it better be for something actually worth it. And right now, you're not.
He shook his head and turned around. Just like that, all the work I did was for nothing. So that's it? You're scared I might win?
Scared? Please, maybe if you show up with something that's not meant to be in a barnyard, I might consider it.
And then he walked off. I was left standing there, realizing I hit a wall. I couldn't fight him with a pig, not because the pig was weak, but because he didn't think it was worth his time. And that's when it hit me. The guard mentioned something the other day, that some monsters aren't assigned. They're found, out in the wild, roaming. Waiting for someone to find them. Alright then, if that's what it takes for him to fight me, then I'll find one. Something rare. Something that nobody would turn down. I didn't know where to start, or if it was even possible. But if it meant proving Jubo wrong and getting one step closer to S tier, I was willing to risk everything. I made my way into the forest. This is the only place you can find monsters in the wild, but it didn't look too welcoming. Everything about this place screamed turn back, but I didn't. I made my way through the forest, trying to push down the knot in my stomach. Forests like this, people don't don't come back. Not unless they're lucky. Okay, just find something rare. Something strong. How hard could it be? I kept walking through, but every step I took felt like I was walking straight towards my own death. Every few seconds, I'd hear something move in the distance. I clearly wasn't alone in. And then, out of nowhere, I heard something in the bushes. What was that? I spun around, heart pounding. There was clearly something in these bushes, and whatever it was, it had to be dangerous. Okay, you got this. It's just a monster. This is what you came for. I pulled out my capture cube and got ready. This was it. No turning back now. The bush shook again, and then... a bunny? Are you serious? This clearly isn't what I came for. The bunny looked normal, completely harmless. Is this some kind of joke? I was disappointed. There's no way Juba would accept my wager with this. But then I noticed something. It seemed like the bunny's eyes were glowing red. Something was off. And then, out of nowhere, he started hopping around like crazy. This wasn't any regular bunny. This was a killer bunny. I tossed a capture cube at him, and just like that, he was mine. Okay, this might actually be enticing enough for Jubo. These guys are pretty rare. I decided to leave the forest before anything else came out of those bushes too. I wasn't trying to figure out what else lived in this forest. When we finally made it back to town, the sun was already coming up. I was exhausted, covered in dirt, and probably shaking a little. But I had a new monster, a rare one. This time, Jubo wouldn't be laughing. Hey, I'm back, and I'm ready.
Again? Didn't I already tell you?
Yeah, not the pig. Check this out. I threw my cube and spawned in the new killer bunny.
No way. Is that what I think it is?
Yep, and he's mine.
Okay, now that's interesting.
He looked genuinely caught off guard. For the first time, he was actually interested.
Alright then, you want your wager?
You got it. We both made our way to the main battle arena, and once we got inside, I spawned in my bunny. I was ready for whatever was about to happen. This is when I'd finally rank up to the next tier of monster civilization. But then it hit me. I had never even seen Jubo's monster. Not even when he teased me. Not ever.
Let's see how your bunny handles this.
And just then, he summoned his monster. A full-size skeleton. Tall, bow in hand. It was one of the stronger monsters you can get in E tier. And I was just standing there with a rabbit. Before I had time to prepare, the intercom counted us down.
3, 2, 1.
The second I was put into my bunny's body, arrows were already flying. He wasn't wasting any time. I was sprinting, jumping in every direction, just trying to dodge his arrows and stay alive. One arrow zipped by me and barely missed. Another one just barely hit the ground right in front of me. I was one shot away from death this entire time, but I kept moving. I was fast. I was small. I bounced from wall to wall, weaving through his arrows until finally I got close. I landed a good hit, and then another and another. The skeleton backed up. I might actually have a chance at winning this. I was doing real damage. This bunny wasn't just fast. He hit hard too. It seemed for a second that I might actually win, until suddenly it didn't. An arrow came out of nowhere and directly hit me. My screen flashed red, and suddenly I was on one heart, barely breathing. I panicked. Arrows were flying past me in every direction. This was it. This was the best monster I'd ever had, and I might actually lose it in my first battle. I kept jumping, darting between his arrows, desperately trying to figure something out. Something unique. Then, all at once, an idea hit me. Something bold. Something stupid. But it might actually work. I sprinted straight towards Jubo's skeleton, praying he'd miss all his arrows. I could feel them flying past my ears. One wrong move and I'd be dead. I got closer, and just when he was lining up the final shot, I jumped as high as I could. My buddy launched straight over the skeleton. I turned mid-air, aimed down, and struck. Backstab. Direct hit. The skeleton exploded into a burst of particles and dropped to the ground. For a moment, the entire arena was silent. I actually won.
Wager match complete. Congratulations, Gorf.
I couldn't believe it. I actually did it. The killer bunny pulled it off.
So, I watched the second half, but, yeah. Bye, guys.